Each week, Randall's brings you a favorite band of our upper Midwest with your favorite old and new style music. Tonight's music is by the Albrecht Band of Fairfax, Minnesota. And now, here's your musical bandmaster, Chuck Pasek.
Well, thanks a lot. Good evening, everyone. Nice to have you with us at our Bandwagon show for this evening. And we're happy to welcome aboard the Albrecht Band over from the Fairfax area. Nice to have them with us, and I know you're going to enjoy their music and their entertainment here tonight on the Bandwagon program. I want to also sort of issue a very special invitation and a vote of thanks to the people from around Fairfax and Gibbon and in that area. We had a busload of 60-some people that joined us on the Bandwagon tonight, and so we're happy to have those folks here. As we explained a little while ago, they are really the show, and we're glad to have them joining us on the Bandwagon program. We've got a few requests that we're going to look at, and we've got some news also from the Randall stores of southwestern Minnesota, reminding you that they're going to be open on the 4th of July. They're just around the corner, and so they're going to be open all that weekend. We'll have more to say about that a little bit later on. Got a number of requests that we're going to take a look at and lots of music, so what do you say we start with the music, and here's the Albrecht Band with a nice waltz for you, the Swiss Boy Waltz. show, and the title of that one was the Swiss Boy Waltz, and a great bunch of dancers we have with us tonight. Number request, too, so let's send this next request out for the 73rd birthday of Leslie Johnson of Hector, also for Red and Marlene Brummer for their 29th wedding anniversary, Melvin and Bernice Wishart for their 35th wedding anniversary, and also want to say hello to Orville Walter for his birthday on June 24th. Nice to have him back again with us on the Bandwagon program. Mr. and Mrs. Sherman Hall of Worthington, and we want to say hello to the folks from Tracy, Portland, Oregon, Tyler, and also from Mankato that make up that particular party. For Lauren Schubert of Lester Prairie on the 57th wedding anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Otto Janicki, June 30th, 35th wedding anniversary of Leroy and Evie Youngklaus, which was June 23rd, all of Lester Prairie. And say, speaking about Lester Prairie, we want to remind you that they're celebrating their 100th centennial July 10th through the 13th with a big parade on the 13th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're invited to come on in and join all the fun. And then we've got a request here to send one out for Mike and Phyllis Schrant, who were married in 1946 and are celebrating their anniversary, their 40th Sunday, June 29th at Bancroft, Iowa. This is requested by the children. For Luella Messals, for her birthday, she's from Owatonna, never misses the show, and for the birthday of Ray Mudeking and Tina Mudeking of Albert Lee. And here we go with a polka for you, and it's roll-up time, and you'll see some requests on the screen right now as the Albrecht Band favors us with the polka. It's the Dance Hall Polka. Favorite polka for the Dance Hall Polka for you is played by the Albrecht Band over from Fairfax on our Bandwagon show for tonight. And it's a great tune and well played here tonight and enjoyed by all the great dancers that we have with us this evening on the Bandwagon program. All of which reminds me to remind you to come on in and join us at your nearest opportunity on the Bandwagon show. We videotape the program shortly after 8 o'clock every Monday night play it back, of course, the following Saturday, but you're welcome to be here at taping time any Monday night, a little bit after 8 o'clock. We'll be working with the Six Fat Dutchmen in our studios next Monday night. We'll follow that with Christy Hengel and his band, and then finally we've got the Edel Concertina Band for the next 3 Mondays coming up. I know you're going to enjoy those programs, so come on in and join us. It's all brought to you by the Randall Stores of southern Minnesota. They're the full-service stores in southern Minnesota, located in Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, and Waseca. And I mentioned a little while ago that 4th of July is coming up. You've got a lot of outdoor living to do here. Summertime is upon us. That's where you can rely on the Randall Stores. And remember, they'll be open over the holiday weekend. Now, that's going to be a long weekend, and a lot of stores are going to be closed, but not Randall's. They'll be open to help service you throughout that particular period. So if there's anything you need, you can stop at your nearby Randall store anytime over that holiday period and get that full service that you expect. Prices that'll keep you tickled pink and in the pink and keep your budget balanced. And a great selection of merchandise, high-quality goods, great service from the time you come in to the time you leave. Put it all together. That's the Randall difference, and now you'll enjoy shopping at the Randall stores. As we mentioned before, located in Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, and Waseca. Now, we want to do a number for Jenny and Heather from Albany, Oregon, along with Amy Fisher from Mankato. Where are those Oregon people? Are they up here somewhere? Way in the back there. Is that you back there? I thought I saw a bunch of webbed feet back there. Let's see. Jenny and Heather from Albany, Oregon. Okay, nice to have you here. Come back again sometime. We've got a request you to do a number for Sophie Hornick of Sleepy Eye, her 95th birthday, Edward Meidel of Comfrey with his 89th, and Susan Fisher of Springfield with her 9th birthday. A waltz for the 90th birthday of our mother, Mrs. Fred Timmerman of Winnebago, and also to Albrecht Brothers. Do a number for Betty Lou McNamee of Wadena, of Waseca, rather, Mrs. Emil Welch of Winnebago, and Giles Abbey of Waterville on the Bandwagon show. And a request for the 50th wedding anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. John Warotchka of Klossner, celebrated on the 30th of June. And then we've got a request for a number coming up for a 63rd wedding anniversary, you and me, and that'll be coming up in just a moment. But before we do that, I want everybody here on the camera to get a real good shot of this studio audience. We've got a great audience here, and they're all good-looking people, and they've come thousands of miles to be with us here tonight. And so we're sure happy to have them. And if we don't get back to you, have a great 4th of July and a wonderful weekend, and then why don't you start making plans to come back and visit us again real soon. We like to have you here. Nice to have you on the Bandwagon program. So, Mr. and Mrs. Oliver Torkelson of Wyndham are celebrating their 63rd wedding anniversary. We've been requested to play the Foxtrot number for them titled You and Me, and here's the Albrecht Band with that number, okay? So popular these days, you and me. We had a number of requests for that. That's the Albrecht Band's rendition of You and Me in Foxtrot Tempo. Got a few more requests here. One for the anniversary of Lloyd and Evelyn Will of Wyndham's, requested by their daughter and children. The 69th birthday of Mrs. Melvin Fetty of Waseca. The 25th anniversary of Ronnie and Keston Porter of Armstrong, Iowa, requested by Sandy and Heidi. And also we've got to do one for Ada Stendel of Owatonna, Gertrude Kressel of Meriden, and Luella Fetty of Waseca. Now it's time for us to listen to a few other words here from one of our guests, and we've got Kirby Albrecht with us here this evening, and he's got a few requests and dedications, dance dates and whatnot, so I'll turn things over to you. Okay, go right ahead.
Hey, thank you, Chuck. First of all, we'd like to do a song for Dale Kicker tonight, who couldn't be with us. He had to take a work call, and he says, do a song for me. So this next one we'd like to do for Dale Kicker. And then Ruth Anderson sent us a letter to request some numbers for Carrie Jensen and Jack Jensen of Medelia, have birthdays, and Jim Anderson of Prior Lake, who has a birthday also. Some birthdays I would like to do a number for are Agnes Kicker, Lila Anderson of Fairfax, Pearl Hillman of Klossner, and James Mayer of Winthrop with the 50th birthday. Anniversaries are Mr. and Mrs. Jack Heinrich with the 51st wedding anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Marlon Kicker, Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Retman, Mr. and Mrs. Alfred Retman with the 50th anniversary, Wayne and Marlis Boyum, and Alan and Joan Kirchis with the 25th wedding anniversary. I have some grandfathers here, Mr. Raleigh Albrecht from Fairfax and Mr. Harvey Grahams of Fairfax. And our drummer has his grandfather he'd like to do a number for, Mr. Art Boyum. And we'd like to do a number for Dorinda and Diane Cotton of Sleepy Eye, Anita Henschke. And last minute request, we got in Wally and Leah Johnson, all the CSI workers at Hector. Leslie Johnson with a birthday, and some last minute anniversaries once again. Robert and Joan Schmidt, Stephen and Mary Schmidt, Richard and Bernie Schmidt, Mark and Peg Schmidt, Larry and Kathy Johnson. And these are all the grandchildren of Ralph and Ann Schmidt, and they're here tonight also. And we have a number to do for my folks who just came in late. They finish up milking cows for us, so Mr. and Mrs. Stern Albrecht from Fairfax. Some dance dates I'd like to...
Milk the cows while you go horsing around, huh?
We're helping out the farming business these days. Some dance dates I'd like to give here. June 28th, we're at Fairfax for a wedding dance. July 3rd, a big 4th of July celebration in Delano, Minnesota. The 11th, we're at Cedar Mills. The 19th, the Cat and Fiddle. The 24th, the Crow's Nest in Gibbon. The 25th, Polka Days in Gibbon. 26th, Stuart Legion. 27th, back to Gibbon for Polka Days. That's all I have for you right now.
All right, Kirby. Well, congratulations. Thanks a lot for being here. You sound great here tonight, and I was just kidding when I said that you went out playing while they milked the cows. I'm sure they're happy to milk the cows because they have a right to be proud of you, and they're happy for you then, okay?
Thank you.
Nice to see you here. All right, fine. Well, while Kirby goes back there and gets hooked up, we've got to take a look at a few more. A happy anniversary for Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Dyson of Olivia. Also, we've got a request for Mr. and Mrs. Fred Frishy of New Ulm. And Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Hacker of New Ulm. Request a number for Rose Vogel of Wabasso, and a number for George Shear of Waseca and Amboy. Play a number for Mrs. Rose Vogel of Wabasso, also always enjoys the program. A number for Mrs. John Zeman for her birthday, and also Mr. and Mrs. Bob Zeman's wedding anniversary. And dedicate one for Jack and Leona Heinrich for their 51st wedding anniversary, June 18th. And they're here tonight. I wonder, where are you, Jack and Leona? Are you hanging around back there somewhere? There they are, over there, okay? Well, listen, I want to say congratulations to you, and it's nice to have you here, and I hope you have an opportunity to get back here for for this 52nd wedding anniversary. We'll be looking forward to seeing you then, okay? All right, since we had a request for a polka from so many people, what do you say we whip in here with a polka? Here's the band with the polka, No Beer Today.
And all I had left was $1. I stopped to your bar just to have a little drink, and you could hear the bartender holler, "No beer today, no beer today, I can't buy beer on Sunday. No beer today, no beer today, you gotta come around on Monday. No beer today, no beer today, I can't buy beer on Sunday. No beer today, no beer today, you gotta come around on Monday.
Polka for you. No Beer Today is the title of that one. This is the Bandwagon show you're watching, brought to you by the Randall Stores of Southern Minnesota. And may I quickly remind you again, on behalf of the Randall Stores, that they'll be open on the 4th of July to serve your needs, and will be open all through the holiday weekend. Kirby, you want to step down here for just a moment? It's kind of nice to have you here. First of all, I want you to, once again, I know we've done this before, but introduce the rest of the gang here, will you? We'll start with this guy right here.
Okay, the one in the Hawaii shirt is Greg Albrecht, my brother.
Down there is the
Concertina is Randy Albrecht. The bass horn is Kelly Albrecht. And the drummer is the first cousin, Dan Boyum, from Hector.
How did he sneak in there?
Well, we were short one brother, so.
Where's your mom and dad out here?
They're standing in the back of the room,
Okay.
pink and blue.
Sure. Why didn't you wave at the camera back there? Mom and Pop, see? So we're going to get, there you are, see? Take a look at the shot yourself, okay? Nice to have you here. Let's get those cows milked a little earlier next time, huh? You get here on time, okay? Well, we're happy to have them here. We're happy to have the Albrecht Band with us. I know a lot of people enjoy their music, and it's always great to work with a talented bunch of young people like we had here tonight in the Albrecht Band. I think we should have a big round of applause for the band here tonight. How about it? Let's give them a good one. All right, and while I have a moment, let me remind you that we'll be back back to here again next Monday night. We've got a lot of good old-time music coming up. We have the Six Fat Dutchmen coming up next Monday night. Following that, Christy Hengel. And then after that, we've got the Edel Concertina Band from over in the Owatonna area. So we've got a lot of good music coming up. So we look forward to seeing you all summer long. Come on in and join us. You have a good time, and you're certainly invited on behalf of the Randall Stores of Southern Minnesota, with stores in Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, and Waseca. Now let's turn to waltz time. Nice tune to waltz to. It's been around for a little while. It's a great sounding game. And here is the Albrecht Band with the Westphalia Waltz. Well, the Bandwagon Show has been presented for your viewing pleasure by the Randall Stores of Southern Minnesota, headquarters for all your shopping needs, with stores in Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, and Waseca. You're invited to join us next week at the same time when you'll see and hear the Six Fat Dutchmen in New Ulm. And until that time, remember that this week, like every other week, is a good week to shop and save at your nearby Randall Stores. Chuck Pasek speaking on behalf of Randall's, on behalf of the Albrecht Band, and the whole crew here at KEYC Television, wishing you a happy week. See you next week, same time. So long now.